Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to your new Jackrabbit Illustrated B-Team spin-off show.
Scared money don't make money.
That's right, folks. Scared money don't make money. The spin-off show from the B-Team with Ben and Brendan making their picks against the spread just like old times, with the addition of Alex Kenkel and his computer model that is featured weekly on JackrabbitIllustrated.com. As usual, the B-Team and all Jackrabbit Illustrated podcasts are live on the Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook and Twitter pages, along with being live on the FCS Fans Nation YouTube channel. Also, if you don't catch us live, be sure to tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or any major podcast outlet in between. As always, the B-Team is brought to you by our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. If you need a tractor, utility vehicle, construction equipment, zero-turn motors, parts, service, and more, there's always a Kubota dealer near you with 8 locations across the great state of South Dakota. Stop in today and get yourself into some orange equipment. And we would also like to thank our segment sponsor, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. If the Jacks are out of town and you need a place to watch them, head on down and get some Chislick cheese curds, beer, and burgers. And now, without further ado, scared money don't make money.
Welcome back, folks. Ben, you had the helmet on. I just assumed you were going to say something. I don't know.
No, I'm just waiting for you to start the podcast.
Yeah, it's just normal. It's fine. You know, you're.
I just realized it was sitting over in the corner, and I said, I don't think I've shown it off yet.
No, you haven't.
So these helmets, they're the JFPA, the white helmets. They are sweet. I got one at the scholarship auction, and I recommend that everyone gets one because they're awesome. So,
yeah, that's sick. I'm jealous.
I just had to show it off.
I'm really jealous.
And you never know when a SPFL team's going to call for you to play.
True. I still have eligibility.
That's right. Call me up.
We'll see how many seniors leave. They might need me.
SPFL's a pro-am league in the area. I get stuck reffing some of their games.
No, I want to play for the Jacks.
Play for the Jacks, okay.
Quick note for our sponsors, Kubota. They opened a new dealership down in Yankton. So shout out to our title sponsors, Kubota of South Dakota. And if you're in the Yankton area, they got a new dealership down there, family owned. So go and check it out to get yourself some some equipment. Ben, yeah, Dick Butkus. That's what I think when I think Ben. It's Dick Butkus. Maybe part of it.
But I'm not going to go there.
All right, let's move on. So, recapped the Youngstown State game on Monday night, and we recapped our picks from last week, and we need to get into it.
That's why we have this show.
No, we need to get into the picks for this week because we have a dozen games we're picking.
Whose idea was that?
And we're still going to get done within a half hour, so it's going to be great.
We haven't gotten done in a half hour for like 3 weeks straight.
45 minutes is the over-under. Scared money don't make money, people. Put your guests in the chat right now.
You know, Ben's the one who's all hard on about getting done in 30 minutes, and then he adds the JI segment, and then he adds,
let's pick every game with the playoff team this week.
I'm fine with it. It's not any extra work for me. And, I mean, as long as Alex's computer didn't melt down punching it all up, I mean, I'm down with it.
Gateway 2000's humming along tonight.
Yeah, that's right. The old Spotted Cow Gateway.
Did I give you all the games?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, well, let's get to it then.
That was the wrong tab. I can't see you guys.
The first game.
Ron says I can't make money when I'm scared to bet on our own team. Yeah. Ron, I am well above 500 with never betting on our team. So you can just hush your face.
I mean, well above is you're 5 games above, but
yeah. How far above 500 are you?
Not so much. All right. We're starting off with Drake going to Butler to determine the Pioneer League champion. The spread in this one is Butler is favored by 7. What does the model say, Alex?
Model says Butler by 6. So the model will take Drake. I will actually, please don't disown me, Gronowski family. I'm going to go the other way. Butler has been close in some good, obviously being a relative term when we're talking Pioneer League, but close with some good teams. And Drake hasn't had quite as tough a schedule for their conference. But to maybe win some favor back with Ray and Deb et al. Davidson's also going to lose. Drake wins the coin flip.
Give
Is that
me
what it goes down to a coin flip if that happens?
It's not that exact. If they end with the same conference record and their conference opponents end all with the same record, then it goes to a coin flip. So they need some other help. But
Oh, I got you.
God, I hate the coin flip so much. I hate those so much. But it would be great to have another live coin flip. I don't think you'd see the disappointment on the commissioner's face quite like last year when they lost out on it.
having a 2 bid.
Pioneer's not getting 2, obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and give me the Fighting Gronowskis. I think they're gonna do it. This is the battle of foes of the Montana and SDSU going at it to prove who's better through comparative wins. So,
right.
Give me Drake because I don't know anything about the Pioneer League. There's one league that I don't pay any attention to at all. It's the Pioneer League. I just don't care about the Pioneer League. So go ahead and taking Drake on nothing.
Ron, you are not 19 out of your last 20 picking against a spread.
God,
you might be picking against the money line, but not the spread.
Right. To our faces, you know. I feel like we know Ron at this point, and he's gonna just out and out lie to us like that. It's a little bit hurtful.
All right. I have to agree with you. I'm gonna go Drake. I don't know that Drake is gonna win, but that 7-point spread is just too much for me. I think it'll be a close enough game. I think Drake's defense is good enough to keep it close and either win or lose by less than a touchdown or even win the game. So I'll go Drake as well. Go Fighting Ray Gronowskis.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then we've got Central Arkansas going to Austin P. And I believe this is to determine the champion of the WHAC.
Auto bid. They do it like MVFC, which won't get on that tangent. I don't necessarily agree with, but this will determine the auto bid. They will be co-champions if Central Arkansas wins.
There you go. So Austin P is a 6.5-point favorite at home. Alex?
Computer says Austin P by 4.9. So the computer will take Central Arkansas. If I was putting money on this one, might get a little fancy same game parlay going. I'd do over Austin P money line, but UCA to cover. That's kind of how I think this one's going to go.
I think I'm going to take UCA on this one. I'm going to bank that they're not emotionally depleted after their game last week where they just won off of ridiculousness. So I'm going to take Central Arkansas to hang with them. I think Austin P wins, but Central Arkansas hasn't got – they've had a lot of close games.
Yeah, this one is kind of the same as the last one where I think the spread's too big. I think it'll be a close game, and I think Central Arkansas hang in there, either pull it off or lose by less than a touchdown. So similar story there. Drake across the board and UCA across the board. Hopefully it doesn't stay that way because I got some picks to make up. Richmond going to William & Mary. William & Mary's favored by 4 at home.
How is William & Mary favored against anybody at this point? That's a
great question. Alex, what's the model say?
So computer actually has William & Mary by 2.3, so they're going to take the Spiders. Personally, I will take the Spiders to win outright, punch their ticket to the postseason, should they warrant it at 8-3, even as a coastal team. We'll get into that more when we talk about the Delaware game because I have thoughts on the CAA. Yes, Kevin Marshall, I will agree with you tonight. But yeah, William and Mary's bad this year. Richmond's going to win this one outright.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Arachnids, or the Ticks, as they call them in James Madison, I believe. So give me the Ticks to cover and win.
Unfortunately, Mayhem, I know that I'm not going to catch up if I keep picking the same, but I have to. I feel like this is a
Can't just
gift.
throw away picks.
I feel like this is a gift getting points for Richmond, and if I don't pick and choose my spots, I'm going to lose by a lot more. So, yeah, I'll go with Richmond as well. Same across the board. The other matchup in the CAA is Villanova going to Delaware. Delaware is favored by 3.
Computer says Delaware by 3.4. So computer takes the hen, so will I. Villanova, I know it's a bit of a hot take, but I haven't had Villanova in my poll since like the middle of the year. Because, yeah, they're a 7-win team, but who have they beat? Their best win is a okay New Hampshire team. The only ranked team they've played is Albany, and they got blown out by 30 almost. So, yeah, give me Delaware to cover in this one.
I'm going to go opposite. Villanova they do one thing pretty well, and that's beat Delaware, I feel like. So they've ruined games a couple times here, or seasons a couple times, getting seeds and high seeds and things like that on Delaware before. They beat them last year. So I'm going to go ahead and take Nova on this one.
Well, I finally get to go opposite of you.
Hooray.
I'm going to go Delaware there. I like them at home. I like that it's only a 3-point spread. I've been more impressed by Delaware this year. I think their wins they look better than Villanova's. Just not convinced by Villanova right now. It is an evenly matched game, but I got to side with the home team here, especially getting only having to eat 3 points. So that's where I'll go there, which would make, I think, with the whole convoluted mess, if Delaware wins, do they take the CAA?
It depends on what happens with Albany and how much they win by, and it's going to be screwy. We won't know till the games are over, basically. There's like
Gotcha.
some margin of victory, tiebreaker, and some other crap going on in there.
Gotcha. We'll have to see how that goes. Now over to the Big Sky, we have Sac State going to UC Davis. This one's important because it's for more of a playoff implications in being able to have a decent playoff resume. Sac State is favored on the road by 1.
Computer says Sac State by 1.005. So it is like just barely going to take Sac State. And I will agree. Is Larison playing? I probably should have qualified that. But if Larison's not playing it, definitely. I don't think it'll be that close. If Larison is, I think that's about right. I think this is a pick-em, but I still like Sac to pull it out. They're going to have something to prove after the disappointing last few weeks.
I'm going to go ahead and take Davis in this one. I'm not a believer in Sac State. I'm just not. They've lost every game, it seems like, outside of Stanford, which is a big deal, but Stanford kind of sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and take Davis in the rivalry game. I think it's close enough of a game where the rivalry matters. So give me Davis. Davis potentially makes playoffs by winning this game. They've got a lot on the line. They'll be playing for their season.
And
I'm going to go ahead and take. What's that?
And said Sac might be out.
Mm-hmm. So give me Davis on this one. I'm going to have some balls. Oh, Larison is back. You're screwed, Alex. You can't take it back. It's too late. It's done. Over. Give me Davis. I should have brought that up after Ben made his pick. I should have left that comment hiding.
I said I was going to take Sac either way. It was just by how much.
I don't know though. I mean, I don't know that Davis is even going to make the playoffs if they win this one, but I obviously they'll try to make a statement, but I'm going to go with Sac State here. I'm surprised Sac State isn't favored by more. I guess apparently Larison might be making a difference in the spread, but Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy pick. Sac State only by 1 here, so I will roll that way. And then a huge game in the Big Sky, the Brawl of the Wild, Montana State going to Montana. This is massive for seed implications. The winner of this game is looking at either a 2 or a 3 seed, and which is obviously big in terms of the playoffs. You get for sure a home quarterfinal game. If you end up getting the 2 seed, you can get a 2 home game or a semifinal home game as well. So big game there, and obviously it's a big rivalry too, so it's big anyway. But Montana State is favored by 6 on the road.
So the computer says Cats by 4.78, so it will take the Grizz. I'll agree with that. I think if you strip the names away, nameless, faceless jersey, the Bobcats are just a better team. But it's in Grizz. The Cats embarrassed the Grizz last year. You know those players have been thinking about that for 364 days. I think they come out and they win this one, especially 6-point spread. I think they'll easily cover that.
I don't know if it's easily cover that, but I'm going to take Montana State. I'm not sure. Last year, they destroyed them to the point where it was like, man, I don't even know if this is just players dominating other players. It was to the point of like, man, does Montana just not want to stop this offense from a coaching perspective? So I'm going to lean into that idea. I'm a little nervous for our Bobcat friends, because if you lose this game, you're going to get the SDSU 2021 treatment and be on the road more than I think your team should be. But I'm going to take the Cats in this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Montana State as well. I just don't know that Montana has what it takes to stop Montana State's offense. And I think Montana State has a good enough defense to slow Montana down enough. Worried that it's a 6-point spread. I think it's a possibility that it's going to be a really tight game, but I will bank on Montana State winning by a touchdown here. The seed implications will be really, real interesting. Whether, if Montana State barely wins, I don't think they get the 2 seed, but if they go in there and make a statement win, maybe they jump Furman and get the 2 seed, maybe. But
stranger things have happened. I wouldn't bank on it, but
right. And I mean, you look at their only losses are end up being South Dakota State and Idaho, so pretty good resume there. But I mean, then USD would have an argument too. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens with the seeds after the games this weekend, because the committee's got some interesting decisions to make, and obviously there's big implications for SDSU as well. But
when you talk about Montana State, the interesting thing, if they don't win this game, who have they beaten? That's good. They played really good teams tight. We know they're a good team, but I mean, if you think about it, Idaho they lost to. Sac is the really good team, but they're borderline 7-4. If they lose this game, that's a 7-4 team. That's your best win. Then that's it. I mean, Weber, Stetson, Portland State, Utah Tech, Cal Poly. Like, you start boiling this down, it's right now they're getting carried off of looking good against SDSU, what happened last year, and a win against Sac State.
The committee does look at then ranked wins, so that Weber State looks like a top 10 win, even though it's not even close to that. But
right. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, Garrett makes a good point here. Montana State will have a similar resume to NDSU, and I mean, it's true. I mean, I think there will be legitimate arguments for if Montana State loses this game, and even if NDSU beats Northern Iowa, that neither of them are deserving of a seed. And I think in a normal year that would be true, but I think the problem is who you're replacing them with.
It could be like 3 9-win teams is all.
Right. You start stacking up resumes and it's like, geez, their resume isn't that impressive, but it's more impressive than the other teams that you'd replace them with. So I think I mean, that's where it just starts to get tough is, who's going to take their spot.
And Ron, you're winning by 30 points a game. Congratulations. It's against nobody. I'm sorry. NDSU's winning by a huge point margin as well. And I don't think this is a great NDSU team. And obviously, I think Montana State's a really good team. I have them in my top 4. I think I had them at 3 this week. But, man, you boil it down to brass tacks, you are not getting a seed over a USD. You certainly don't deserve it. Sorry. Because you have a large margin of victory against bad teams. You got to win this game. They have to win this game.
Right. But even if they don't, I don't see them falling any further than a 6 or 7 seed.
I don't either.
Yeah. Yeah, Weber was top 10 when you beat them, Dimas, but we all know damn well that Weber's not a top 10 quality team. And they weren't at the time. They aren't now.
That's
it's
what
considered
I was
a
referring
bad
to.
loss for Montana, for you and I. It's not a good win for you. Sorry.
Unfortunately, the committee
just not.
doesn't quite see it that way, but that's a separate can of worms.
Right.
I mean, Weaver made it look a little better by beating Idaho last week, but
right.
Yeah, it's still
They're still going to be 6 and 5. Whoop-de-doo.
right.
Right. I don't know.
Kevin's banging the drum for Western Carolina.
Kevin,
Western Carolina will have more ranked wins than Montana State would, I think, at that point.
I was just about to say Western actually has probably one of the better 8-3 resumes in that scenario. No joke.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're asking who's going to replace him, that's an option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can kiss 30 minutes goodbye, by the way.
We're fine.
You're going to fly through the JIA and galley pits.
We should go to let's move to JIA, get that out of the way.
Sure.
Let me do this seamless transition here where I click around on my computer for a while and figure out. Oh, there it is.
Well, I'll respond to this. Ron says, where's the eye test? Well, the eye test, if we do the eye test, then it's all an opinion game and everything done on the field doesn't matter. So, what is...
It's JIAI, baby.
All right. Are these fan submitted ones?
No, I didn't get very many fan submitted ones, so it was up to me again. So now this is what you get. So if you don't, if anybody that is watching this doesn't enjoy this, send in your own stuff, and I'll show it. It's got
more stripes on the left on its left side shoulder than it does on its right.
That's just the new thing, man. Everybody's going to be doing it.
South Dakota.
We should bring
AI
those jerseys.
Jack Abbott's bottle football.
Anyway, moving on.
It looks like a Montana State helmet, almost.
We got the Jackrabbits on top of the FCS. We've got Youngstown State player hated watching this game so much he's gouging his eyes out.
Jesus God!
Shove my fingers into my.
He's way up in there.
See that?
Slipknot, anybody?
Yeah,
horrific.
Oh, I got it.
That's nightmare fuel.
The Youngstown State fans had to hit the eyewash station. I was trying to make a AI of this, but it wasn't what I wanted, so I just used the scene from The Office. But yeah, Youngstown State didn't really like that game too much. This is Dallas. Dallas Clarkson. He's a frequenter of fancy airline
lounges.
VIP lounges.
Yeah.
He likes to podcast from them, so that's Dallas. This is also Dallas dressed in his SDSU gear in an airline lounge.
It doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah, well, he's got
the tattoos.
Tattoos and the facial hair.
Tattoos are close-ish, not really.
There's tattoos there. We're not going to say they're the same.
AI can only do so much. I am happy.
Garrett disagrees with my take.
I am happy, however, with the AI. What AI came up with for Chad. That is
incredible.
This is pretty good.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Perfect.
The yellow cowboy hat, the coveralls, the Jackrabbits.
Is it the Jackrabbits or is it the Jackrabills?
Nah, it's IIT. But
Jack Rabbit.
one more for Chad, working on his
Oh my
shed.
God, it nailed it. Like
That actually looks like him.
if I had to wear those glasses, the beard's the wrong color, but I mean,
Right.
it's got the spirit.
Yeah, I just had to get Chad working on his shed because it feels like he's been working on that for the last 2 years now. All right. What else we got here? Oh, this was the one fan submission I did have. Thank you, Tammy. She submitted Jackrabbit running over the Bears.
I dig it.
Got a little Mason McCormick esque SDSU lineman blocking a bear into the ground.
Very McCormick.
And then a Jackrabbit with the crown on top of the bear. So that concludes the JIAI for this week.
That's fantastic. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
We're fighting over who puts up a comment here. Ron says, "No wonder you can't make money when you're spending all your time making art." Art. He's calling it art, though. I mean, you can sell art.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I've seen much less go for much more. All right, let's get on to the Valley games here. We've got USD going to Western Illinois in a game that doesn't matter much other than USD better take care of business. It is in Macomb, which is a weird place to play. Macomb, I don't know, whatever you call it. USD is favored by 29.5 on the road. Alex?
Holy shit.
Computer says 28.4, so it will take the Leathernecks. I'm going to get a little wild here, and I will take the Leathernecks as well because USD does not have much offense right now, so 28 is a lot to eat.
You see,
29,
Alex,
I guess.
you say that. However, another team that has no offense in Southern Illinois put up 63 points on the sad Leathernecks. So, I mean, honestly, if they get much worse, the Marines might revoke their permission to use that as their name. But I am going to go ahead and take the Yotes. They are going to score 29 points. They might score 100 points. I think Western Illinois is completely given up on the season. The only way USD could lose is if their bus breaks down on the way to this game and they have to walk and don't make it in time and it gets forfeited. That is literally the only way they can lose this game.
We start talking about buses. Macomb, I thought you were going somewhere else, but
Matthew, the selection show will be live on ESPNU at 11:30 on Sunday.
FNN will have a simulcast where I want to hear people who actually know FCS talk about it.
Can someone start putting together a collage of Ben's frozen faces? Like start screenshotting all of them and make a collage of all of Ben's. We'll do a slideshow. Instead, we'll do a slideshow instead of JIAI for the post championship week. We'll do a slideshow of Ben's frozen faces. All right, we got Dakota Mayhem on it. That's fantastic.
And a boy Mayhem.
I'll pick for Ben. I think he's going to. God, what does Ben want to pick? He's here, but he's a white screen. There he is. Oh, his eyes are moving. His mouth is moving.
All right. This is my formal complaint, StreamYard. Get your shit together.
You're the only one having problems.
That's true. All right. Where are we at here? You took USD.
I took USD.
The computer's taking the next.
I'm taking USD. Western Illinois has given up on the season. They are literally dead. USD is going to win by 40. I would bank on it. Yes. Youngstown State is going to Murray State. Youngstown State's trying to make a case that they should make the playoffs. Youngstown State's favored by 18.5 on the road.
18.5.
Computer says 17.8. They will take the Racers. I don't know. That's a tough one. I feel like that line's pretty darn close. Give me the Penguins. They'll be out to prove something after last week.
Yep. Give me the Penguins. They're going to go down and boat race the Racers.
Yeah, I got to take Youngstown too. They're going to look to prove something. Indiana State goes to Southern Illinois, and Southern Illinois is favored by 24 at home.
Computer says SIU by 22.88. So it is going to take the trees. I probably will take the trees as well because, once again, as we talked about, Southern's offense completely on a milk carton right now. And couple that with the fact, do we know if Nick Baker's going to play or not? Because he left the end of the NDSU game and didn't come back.
From what I saw, it sounded like he got benched. So
that wouldn't surprise me with the way he was playing.
Yeah. I'm with you. Give me the trees all day on this game. The Southern Illinois just doesn't have it again, and I could see them losing this game. I absolutely could see them losing this game and just completely pissing the playoffs completely down their legs.
I would say they wouldn't make the playoffs, would they?
No.
At 6-5, no.
Ain't no way in hell.
Why
Not this year.
Not with how big the bubble is this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're only at 6 wins right now?
Yeah. The reason they're considered a lock is because A, they're playing Indiana State, B, because they have an FBS win, which will be a big trump card.
That's right. And Austin P.
And Austin P. So they have 3 ranked wins, basically.
Yep.
You need to get that 7th win.
Yeah.
They have more. That'd be more ranked wins than Montana State.
They do.
True.
Just give me shit, Ronnie.
I got to go Indiana State as well. That's way too many points. 24 is insane. This is one that, I would throw money on that because that's way too big.
Is it a spicy meatball?
It might be. Illinois State goes to UND. UND is a 3.5-point favorite at home.
Spreadsheet, where are you? I know it's in here. There we go. It said 3.5 for UND.
Yep.
Sorry, I was trying to find the game while you were talking. Computer says UND by 4.4, so it will take the Fighting Hawks. I agree only because it's in the Alaris. If this was in normal, I would almost pick UND to lose, but in the Alaris, give me UND to cover 3.5. I think that's pretty easy money.
Yeah, it's at home. Give me the U.S. Postal Service. The only way, unlike the USPS, who they borrowed their logo from, they do not deliver rain or snow or shine, but they will deliver if there's a roof over their head at home. So I will give me the United States Postal Service imposters up north.
Yeah, I think I have to take UND in this one as well. Illinois State's a good team, but UND, I mean, they're good at home, and they just have looked so bad that I think they'll turn it around and get into the playoffs. So next up, we've got a huge game. NDSU goes to UNI. NDSU is favored by 7.5 on the road.
So the model says Bison by 7.49. So by 0.01 points, it will take the Panthers. I think for me, this one comes down to is which version of Theo Day do we get? Do we get NFL prospect Theo Day, or do we get I'm going to throw the ball to the wrong team 2 to 3 times today Theo Day? And with their playoff lives on the line, I don't know that they win, but I think they cover 7.5. I think this will be a close game.
Yeah, I'm all over UNI in that game. All over UNI. It's which UNI will show up. It's UNI with their playoff lives on the line and their backs against the wall. How many times have we seen this specifically as SDSU fans and been pissed about the results? Like, give me UNI, and plus it's NDSU on the road. Like, haven't played great on the road this year.
No, not at all.
So give me that's a spicy meatball. I would be tempted to throw some money on that. There's a lot of confidence on NDSU because of one good game against Southern Illinois. I'm just saying that much.
Yeah, I got to go with you. I got to take UNI. Like you said, I think this is one to throw money on. I also think the total is only 50. And I think it'll be more of a shootout.
Way over.
Yeah. And
That
so
is free money on that over.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by that as well. I don't think, I mean, unless UNI's offense is just, or in Theo Day is just way, way off, and NDSU can shut him down. Other than that, it'll go over 50. I think it'll be a shootout, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this many comments saying we're wrong. This is a first. Usually we get like somebody ragging on one of us. They all think
NDSU.
They all think NDSU,
Kevin
or they don't
agrees.
trust you and I. Of course, Kevin agrees. He's a sharp
scholar.
Southern fellow.
He's a smart man.
Yeah,
A scholar and a gentleman.
yeah.
All right. Last but not least, we've got Missouri State coming into town. This spread is large. SDSU by 27.5 against a team that just beat UNI. So, yeah.
Holy shit.
Computer says SDSU by 28.2, so it'll take the good guys to cover. As will I, as I think I have every week we've run this show, so why ruin a good thing? Missouri State's we've talked about all week. Missouri State's rush defense is not good. They're very one-dimensional offensively. This is a team where we could probably. I don't want to sound like Missouri State's a bad team because they would probably be a 7-win UAC team. They're a solid team. But the matchup-wise, like Kyler Neal always says, styles make matchups, and this is not a good matchup for them. We are a horrible matchup for them.
Styles make fights. But that's so many points.
It's a lot.
That's so many points.
Tina's ready for us to be done. She's like,
yeah,
wrap this thing up.
Tina's like, be done. God, unless Tina, I haven't seen Tina comment that before. So either she's really sick of us or she's just cheering on the Jacks.
Right, yeah.
But that's usually the bell for us to be done. God, that's a lot of points. You know what I got to do? I gotta take the points of the Bears,
just like the Pioneer League.
I gotta take the points of the Bears.
Why?
I'm gonna be getting. I'm gonna get my text from Ryan and Deb during the game talking shit about my pick. But yeah, so yeah, that's funny. But yeah, it is entirely. I mean, seniors going out with huge statements, very plausible. I would bank on that more if this was the last playoff game, because these seniors know damn well this is not their last game. But hi, Tina. So, so I don't know how else to react to that. Ryan says boo, Brendan. All right. We have gotten our tradition. It's going to be a good day for Jackrabbit Nation and America. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going with the Bears. I guess not to win, just to cover. Everybody relax. I have more faith than anything in Mark Gronowski and winning FCS football games.
I was really hoping you'd take SDSU because I just don't think. I don't know. I don't think we win by that much. I think we could if we wanted to, but I think we'll want to get some guys some rest. Yeah, I think we'll be playing a lot of second stringers. I think Missouri State, I mean, they showed in the last game they still have some fight. I mean, they're not in the playoff hunt, and they're still beating a team like UNI and putting up, I think they put up like 35 points against them. The only thing that gives me pause is just that clearly, like, Jimmy knows how to motivate these guys and get them to the point where they just, are shutting teams down. But I don't know. I think the team knows that, they've got the 1 seed pretty much in the bag, and they're just going to coast in this one. So I will take Missouri State in this one.
If I was Jimmy this week, I would just have the video of Stig saying, "We ain't sharing," on loop in the meeting rooms.
We ain't sharing. Yeah.
It's so good. God,
That's true.
we gotta incorporate that into an intro somehow. We gotta.
I mean, yeah, we can throw it in the next show after we win the conference championship outright.
I want it to be a permanent feature. I love that clip. It's so good. But
It
I
is
do
really
think Missouri State is a little underrated. I think they've gotten better as the season's progressed a little bit.
No, and
Yeah.
you guys have heard me every week sing Jordan Pacho's praises. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a little risky with the football, but I think next year he could be a Peyton dark horse. I will go that far.
Yeah, I see us winning this game. I don't know, like it's gonna be the spread's gonna be right around there. I mean, we could win by 24 to 27 points. I see. I could see like a 17 to 41 point win or something like that. Yeah, and that's due to a late touchdown by Missouri State. So,
with the way our defense is playing, I could see a 45-7 blowout.
I think that's equally as possible. But
I would not doubt that happening at all. But I don't know. It's just in my nature to maybe over respect an opponent before we play them, and then feel really good about it after the game's over, I guess.
Yeah. No, I'll just I got 2 opposite of you this week. I'll just chip away at it. I'm six picks behind. I'll knock off 2 this week, and then 2 the first round of the playoffs, 2 the next round, and I'll be tied with you.
Well, that's what happened last year.
I know
I had a big lead,
yeah.
and then I absolutely choked in the first
Mhm.
round of the playoffs, and you all of a sudden were like 2 games behind, and I was screwed.
Yep.
I need to call my cousin's husband, Jeff. We did a FCS bracket pool just kind of with our family last year, and he should have entered it in some of the national bracket pools. His bracket, he picked all but 1 game correct. It was
Nice.
a
That's
first
not
round
bad.
game.
Nice.
That's not bad. Matthew Kroll is asking, what time is tailgate starting? Tailgate always starts
Technically
5
9.
hours before
Yeah, so 9.
kickoff.
Get there
Depends
at
how sneaky you
8:30.
are.
No one will say anything.
Well,
no,
it depends.
8:30 is
Depends
not
if they
really-
depends if they hold people back or not, because they did last time.
Well, that's the trick. See, not that I would do this or that I'm encouraging this. If I find you in my spot because you did this, I'm probably going to move your stuff. But if you show up before they're there, no one can stop you. And then they walk into the lots and they're like, you. And you're like, oh, hey, I'm not drinking or nothing. I'm a good guy. Because that's the other part of that is I don't have open beers. I have alcohol in a cup in my mug.
Yes,
I don't know what's
Ron, the
happening.
over-under was 45 minutes, and we are going under on that. Under
You sure?
pays.
I bet
Yes.
the over.
That's too bad.
Hey,
We're
Brendan,
going
what's the
under.
preamble to the Constitution?
What is the preamble of the Constitution? I'm not sure, but I got Google. Just hold on real quick.
Alex's
We the
wife.
people for the United States.
To the Constitution. Oh, how do you spell
Order,
Constitution?
secure
Somebody help
justice,
me out.
Promote.
Here,
I had to know.
suck it. Alex's wife says that he doesn't get any ice cream because we went over 30 minutes.
Punishment. We, the
All right.
people of the United States, in order to form a more.
I'll do it by myself. Go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Go Jacks.